right, Weili Champion is going to fight Amanda Lemos for the World Championship in the co-main event at UFC 292, which is this Saturday. Now, you got to tell me something. You got to tell me something. I tell you things every day. I don't ask you for much. Tell me something. How come nobody knows? Why is this a secret? Why is this a secret that these two are fighting? Why did nobody interview either one? Why did the dirt sheets in a slow news week, which was last week, not tell anybody? Why didn't they post that? Why is there not a photo? What's the secret? What's the secret about this? How come nobody knows they're fighting? And I'm purely curious. Like, that is a really fascinating thing that, and we've established what a slow news week it was, right? There was, I think it was over at MMA Junkie. If I'm wrong, it was MMA Fight. I think it was Junkie. It was our friends at Junkie that did a piece on Yuri Prohaska, and within minutes, it was the fourth piece down, and that was a bit of a surprise because the biggest news that has come out easily was Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. And that was on the eve of Jake Paul and Nate Diaz, which even after the fight captured a lot of headlines. Conor McGregor showed up to a boxing event, got in the ring and grabbed the microphone at a time. I mean, the building was empty. It was very odd to see Conor cutting a promo in front of an empty building. But, you know, boxing kind of does that sometimes. They just fill up for the main event. And people knew not a word coming out of his mouth was news and or accurate. But they wrote the articles like it was. They pretended that Conor is going to go box KSI and bare knuckle, and we better get some odds up for that, because that's another talking point. And they pretended that Conor's going to have Chandler in December and Gaethje right after that, and then we're going to go into Nate Diaz. They pretended to believe, because there was nothing else to talk about. They had to pretend that they thought this was news. They knew that he'd been drinking, and they knew that it was entertainment. He came in and said something. I mean, he had a catchphrase in his pocket. That's how much Conor telegraphed to the audience. I'm just here to entertain you. I'm trying to think of what it was. He couldn't box an egg if he worked at a egg boxing factory. I think that's what it was. But they used it and they pretended it because things were slow. And if you ever got called on it or you found out that news wasn't accurate, you could say, yeah, well, but I had a source, and my source was Conor himself. I quoted Conor. I mean, what are these things? It's a game. It's a game you play in the media when there's nothing to talk about. Why did they talk about Weili? Why did they tell us that she's fighting Amanda? Why are they not telling anybody? What? I don't understand. What's the big secret? It would seem as though, and Weili is a very terrifying opponent. Like, she really can keep to herself. I mean that physically. She can compact her, but she can put that chin down, man. She can put those hands up. She can really keep to herself, and she's going to stick around. She's got massive heart. And then you go look at Amanda. And Amanda, more than heart, is about physical talent. She is an athlete. Oh, by the way, she has some devastating technique. She has devastating combination strikes. She has a devastating power. She has a grip. She will finish you in a submission and not look back. It's a very interesting match. I don't understand. What's the secret? How come nobody told us?